Hey, how's it going? Rich from Elk Endeavors here. Hey, tonight I wanted to talk about knowing your audience. So yesterday and over the weekend, I put out a blog post and a YouTube video about knowing your the five keys to success in knowing your in affiliate marketing, and they're different from what you've heard before. So I wanted to talk about that today. But before I do that, please, if you're new to this channel, definitely give me a thumbs up if you like what I've got to say. Drop me a comment. Let me know that if you have any questions or that you like what I'm doing. And definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm really trying to grow my channel, trying to reach as many people, help as many people as I possibly can. And the only way I can do that is if I extend my reach. And if you follow the channel, then YouTube will figure out that I have something to say and something worthwhile to say, and they'll get me in front of more people, and things will grow. So that would be awesome. And with that, I'll go ahead and get started. So I wanted to over the last when I thought of doing this sort of series, the first thing I thought, I did the post on knowing your audience. Excuse me, I keep saying that. That's tonight's subject, but the keys to success in affiliate marketing, they're different from what you've heard before in the way that they're structured, right? So it's not a matter of like being really good at ClickFunnels or being really good at follow-up emails and sequences. It's more about like understanding the people that you're working with, right? And so that's what I wanted to talk about. But before I talk about that, I also talked yesterday about the fact that salespeople have a bad rap, and I'm certainly guilty of that as well. Like I when I hear salesperson, I feel like they're just out to make a buck, and they don't really care about the people that they're serving, and this whole experience has changed my mind about that. But that's because I've had this experience, right? And so even though I have been, like I was a salesperson, I talked about J. Crew, being a salesperson at J. Crew, and the reason I was with J. Crew was because I needed clothes. I got out of the Army, I was all camouflage, and then I went and rode bikes for a living, and so I was wearing shorts and t-shirts and Birkenstocks, and I let my hair grow and my beard grow, and and so I needed clothes when I wanted to get a grown-up job. And so that's what I did. So I went and worked for J. Crew. But I was able to help people at J. Crew, which was really important. So, so I even after that, I didn't trust when I heard person, like I didn't trust them. And so that's something, especially as an affiliate marketer, you really have to get past that. You really have to get past get past other people's objections to salespeople, because they, especially online, there's people doing a lot of skeevy stuff out there, right, online, and selling a lot of nonsense online, and that's what you have to kind of rise above that in order to really make it. So that's what I talked about the other day, but today I wanted to talk about the five things that you need to know in terms of knowing your audience. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to talk about today. So I have my notes here. And the first thing that I think you need to do in order to know your audience is to figure out what niche they're in, right? And figure out what they need, right? Are they looking to avoid pain or gain pleasure, right? Those are the two things ultimately that they're doing. They're either trying to avoid pain or trying to gain pleasure, and so that puts them in the health, wealth, or wellness. Health, wealth, or personal relationships niches, right? And their industries, and Marissa Romero talked about the idea between a niche and an industry, and so that was really helpful for me, a good way to think about it. At any rate, if someone's in the wealth, and if someone's interested in a wealth product, if you're selling or promoting a wealth product, most likely the person has wealth that they need a vehicle to make it grow, right? So they're looking for pleasure, and these are wild generalizations, but I'm just trying to give you examples, right? Whereas if someone's looking for a personal relationship product, they're most likely trying to find a personal relationship, so they're in pain, they're trying to get out of pain, right? So whatever you can do to help them accomplish that, they're not looking to buy the product, they're looking to buy the result. And so that's what you have to do, is make sure that you help them get the result through your product, okay? So that's number one. Number two was, get to know the people, get to know your clients personally, right? Think about how you can get to know them personally on a personal level. And it's really difficult in affiliate marketing. And I've said this many times, and I specifically did not say it in my blog post, but I'll say it here. It's really hard to understand and get to know someone personally because you don't meet them, right? And so you're actually like, you're over the internet handshake. Your virtual handshake has to be as trustworthy as like your Facebook profile and whatever other social media things, because that's what they know you as, your website, and that's how they get to know you, your mannerisms on YouTube. I've talked about how like this is me, you're getting me, right? And so, I couldn't have faked this for 120 episodes or whatever I am on YouTube, because this is me, right? Like I couldn't have faked it for this long, nor would I want to. But in order, you have to get to know people. So, the best way is, and initially when you're first starting out, like me, I was able to start, I started seeing that people were responding to my emails, like people were opening them. They weren't responding, but they were opening them, and then they were clicking on the links. And if you're lucky, very lucky to get like a 20% open rate, and from the 20% open rate, like 1 to 2 to 3%, 3% would be killing it. People that click on whatever links you sent, right? So when you look at your list and you're like, okay, well, this person is like, they open my emails all the time. They might want to hear from me, so you can reach out to them. And while you're growing and while you're first starting out, you might have like 50 people that like consistently open your emails out of a list of 500. So you concentrate on those 50, and ultimately you probably jettison the other 450 because you want a quality list. But that's how you get to know your customers, okay? And then you also and the other way is to listen to them. You got to listen. I was just listening to Ryan Stewman in The Hardcore Closer, and he was talking about how people, like in their whole lives, no one listens to them, right? They're like, people just tell them what to do. They go home and their husband or wife tells them what to do. Their kids tell them what to do. Their boss tells them what to do. That people just want to be listened to. So, listen, listen to them. And when they ask a question, answer it, but like respond with another question, so that you can get as much information out of them to help them as effectively as possible. So listen to them, and what they need, because that's what they need from you, and that's what will help them trust you. And then. Help them with what you know, like, right? So one of the things that I've thought about, or I've done a lot of, is like looking at not that I didn't make mistakes. Like, I made plenty of mistakes. There weren't things that I made mistakes on in the 4% Success Challenge when I was going through it. And I continue to like roll through it and just kind of like revisit the sessions. But one of the things, like I initially, like the 4% Success Challenge talks about Namecheap being the place where you get your domain name, right? So I went and I purchased my domain name from Namecheap. And then, and when I went to make my website, the academy that I got into with the 4%, they talk about getting it from from Bluehost. So now I had the domain name was hosted by Namecheap, and I had to get it over to Bluehost. And I'm still recovering from that. Like it was such a pain in the rear end to get them switched over that I never like really fully invested in the website. And I tried this weekend. I really worked a lot on it, but like I can tell people that I can say like, hey, listen, if you're starting out in the 4% Success Challenge, you don't get to buy, you don't get to the point where you're buying a domain name for like $8 a year until session 5 or 6. So I'll write to them and say, hey, listen, when you get to session 5, make sure you go through Bluehost. It doesn't matter where you get it until you try to do the website, and then you're trying to do that training, and you've gotten it from a different host, and it just becomes a pain in the butt. And then finally, make sure that you close people properly, right? Make sure that you give them a call to action, a clear call to action that you want, right? Or that you want them to have, right? And most people, they need that, like, they need that push. And if you've ever thought about how someone has, you're interested in a product, you want the help, you want the service or whatever, and the person is like, they won't let you off the phone. And it feels like, it might feel like they're being pushy. And as a non-salesperson before, like I always thought that felt pushy. But then once I got into sales, I realized like why people do that, and it's ultimately because I was interested. I just needed someone to push me over the edge to like take up on the offer, because the offer was so good, and therefore they were able to help successfully help me with what I needed, right? So make sure that you know your audience and you know how to get them to take action, right? What they need, they can have all the needs they want. I mean, all the problems and desires for pleasure and trying to avoid pain. But if you don't give them the call to action, if you don't say, listen, this will help you, and there's a way that this will help you. I can help you get what you need. I can help you get the result you need. You just have to take action, and I'm gonna hold you accountable, right? Like if they say like I have to think about it, like, well, what's there to think about? That's the kind of thing like I used to think was pushy, but ultimately it's true. Like, you're just trying to get off the phone, but you're really still interested in the product, and if you get off the phone, chances are you're not going to change your life, right? If the salesperson lets you off the phone, chances are they're not going to have the opportunity to help you change your life, and so you have to give them the opportunity, and let them help you into that opportunity. So I hope that helps. I think that was I really like doing these, and I've been thinking about this a lot since I started on Saturday, I think, when I wrote the first blog post. But I think this is a really valuable series, hopefully, and please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, comment below if you have any questions or you want ideas for other content, and check out the links for 4% Success Challenge if you're interested in affiliate marketing and changing your life through that. Internet Traffic Academy is something that goes along with the 4% Success Challenge. So if you're looking to learn how to be an affiliate entrepreneur and affiliate marketer, Internet Traffic Academy is the way to go to learn traffic. And then finally, if you're interested in ClickFunnels and understanding ClickFunnels and how to use it, the One Funnel Away Challenge, right? So there's 3 things. I'll put the links below, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day.